the Janchi Show, hosted by 3 Korean American adoptees diving headfirst into what it means to be adopted, Korean, American, and more. And now, here's your hosts, Nathan, Patrick, and KJ.
Welcome back to the Janchi Show. I am your host, Nathan Nowak, along with KJ and Patrick.
안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
안녕하세요. To you too.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I didn't expect that.
Dude,
How you
we're
guys
a
been
Korean
doing?
podcast. How could you not expect
I know,
some
right?
random Korean?
It's the fact that I don't hear enough Korean in real life situations.
Out in the wild.
Yeah, out in the wild. I mean, I wish I did, but maybe you guys watch a few K-dramas, so I guess you get a little bit of that when you do.
Well,
but
I watch a few K-dramas. Patrick samples K-dramas.
You're right.
He's like,
Yeah,
I would like to
episode
just watch the
Watched an
pilot.
earlier episode.
Yeah.
I only watched the first episode of multiple K-dramas, and then that's it.
Yep.
I broached no further.
Well, it is good to be back, filming, recording our show here, the Janchi Show. I know it seems like it's forever. Who wants to explain what Janchi means? I'm gonna throw that one out there for toss up.
I will explain it.
I was waiting for the audience.
Oh, yeah.
but
Yeah,
nobody
actually,
jumped in.
audience,
Nobody
yeah.
jumped in.
How about you
Yes.
define what Janchi means? Ready? Go.
In your head, everyone go.
Oh, no. See, like 80%
Nice.
of you got
Yeah,
it
that
wrong.
That was wrong.
Yeah,
That's
which
close.
is
Yeah, that
wild
was wrong.
because I feel like you've been listening. A lot of you have listened since day one, and I can't believe that you got it wrong. Well, let me
Yeah.
correct you. Janchi means to feast or to celebrate, and that is what we're here to do on our show: is to celebrate our Korean identity, our adopted identity, whatever identities we have. We celebrate them, unless they're bad ones, in which case we try to fix them, and then also we feast on Korean snacks.
I'm Batman.
See,
What
and
are-
that's a bad identity. So.
Okay, I was going to ask what are bad identities. So Batman is one. What are some other ones?
Vigilante alter egos. I don't know.
Yeah, anyone who beats people up, quote unquote, outside of the law for quote unquote good that's not a good identity to hold.
Not a good identity. Vigilantism. Not
I mean,
a
it's
good
fine.
look.
No, I mean, an actual bad identity would be I am dumb, or I'm not pretty, or I'm not
I'm
cool.
not good enough.
Yeah,
I can't do it.
yeah. We hold lots of bad identities about ourselves. Welcome to pop
Okay.
psychology with the
That makes
Janchi
sense.
Boys.
No, but that
I
is a
get that.
true thing. I mean, honestly, we've talked about it before with the adoption community that there are, not what does it say? There's self-conscious, things holding us back sometimes, and there's things that that we just don't have, we don't hear enough of, and I think we do need to hear it. I think we need to talk about it. We need to lift everyone up, not bash anyone down. So everyone listening, we appreciate you.
We appreciate you not bashing us down.
Don't bash us down too. I was appreciating them, but yes, you can appreciate
Oh, yeah.
us too.
And the non-bashing.
You can
I'm very
appreciate-
appreciative of the
Would
non-bashing.
you say
Patrick.
we're anti-bashers on the show?
anti.
We're anti-bashers. That's with a
should
B.
be
With a
and
B,
positive.
yeah, with a
SH.
B and a SH. Anti-bashers.
So what are we talking about today, guys?
I don't know. Well,
It's been a while. I mean,
a while.
since we've chatted, I know this episode will be coming out a little bit later, but KJ has moved. That is, I think, the big news here.
Oh, yeah, this is the first official episode of my being in Texas,
Yes.
which is approximately 1 month behind the actual time that you're listening to this, assuming nothing went wrong or we didn't change the timeline. But, we're all about complex timelines
Yeah,
here.
I
on
mean,
the
you guys
Janchi
all
Show.
should be familiar with that. Every show out there right now is about a new multiverse or something. So, this.
so I want you
just
to
a
real
moment.
quickly speculate on what you are doing a month from now for the listeners listening now
Ooh,
and
that's
yourself.
Ooh,
interesting.
in
Yeah.
August. Okay, so in August, I'm going to be preparing for our live show. I'm going to be getting hyped for when we meet in person. I'm going to be trying to survive the Texas heat because it gets hot in August. Probably excited about the NFL preseason because I'll be able to watch that. Thinking about Liverpool Football Club. Yeah. that's what
So
I'll be
you're
up
telling
to.
me you'll be watching a lot of football.
Whatever part of the world you're from, I'm watching football.
So
That's basically the only sports that I care about.
Lots of football.
I guess those are pretty good answers. Standard answers, I'd say. I was hoping you'd be like, I'm making a sandwich right at this very moment. It's turkey and cheese.
Okay. Like on Wednesday, August, whatever. Yeah.
Like that very minute. What time does this come out? 4 a.m. or 5 a.m.
Yeah. Okay. So by the time that I wake up and hear this, I'm
Kimchi
going
fried
to
rice.
be, I'm going to be making kimchi bokkeumbap and wishing my mother happy birthday. So, Mom,
Aw.
happy birthday.
Hey, happy birthday to KJ's
Wow.
mom. That's awesome. This is a great day. This is the whole reason we're doing this episode.
Yep.
Wish your mom a happy
Shouts
birthday.
out to Sharon.
What are you going to be doing,
Excellent.
Patrick?
What am I going to be doing a month from now?
Well, if this is August, so you're still a month and a half away from your wedding.
That's right. Actually, so a month from now, on this Wednesday, when this is coming out, I should be just getting back from my bachelor party.
Ooh.
So 2 days prior, I shall have returned. I believe.
How was it?
So
Nice.
it was pretty great.
Do you remember any of it?
I don't. We did. I don't remember because before we went, I didn't know till the day of where we were going or what we were doing. So I don't remember.
It's all a
because-
surpresa.
Yeah, it's
Surprise
very
bachelor
much a
party.
surpresa. I don't know why I did that accent.
Are they going to blindfold you? What is this?
I have no idea. I posted it on my Instagram story, but I texted my best friend, who's also my best man, and I go, since we're a
I
month
did not
away.
get that text.
Parent?
Well, we're
Apparently
gonna
you
have
are
to. Can I
neither
talk to you
then.
off air? I'm gonna have to talk to you off air. I meant to talk to you about
Nope.
this earlier. I was
Stand-in.
like, so since we're a month out, can I know where we're going at least or what we're doing? And he goes, no. That was the response. And so I don't know what's gonna happen, and I don't remember what happened because it was so much fun.
Nice.
Perfect.
My bachelor party was very chill. We went over to a buddy's house after a rehearsal dinner, and we just hung out and played a Star Wars role-playing game, like tabletop role-playing game. It was great.
So you had
yeah.
a Ben Wyatt pre-going out bachelor party. I like it.
Wild.
Yep.
I actually
Yep.
like it though.
It was just really chill, because it was a bunch of people who like we didn't really want to go out, and like we had just graduated, or I had maybe just graduated college like a year. It was just real chill. There was no pressure to do anything big, and so yeah, we just got together, and I was like, I'm mostly here with nerds and people who like to just hang out, and it was a good time. So just simple, but it was just enjoying each other's company and celebrating before I got married. So yeah.
Wow.
I like that. Nathan, you got to tell us
so
about your bachelor party now.
debaucherous.
Well,
Settle
Star
down,
Wars roleplay
KJ.
can
Sheesh.
get debaucherous.
Come on, this is a
so you
family
don't know
show.
what happened.
God.
You don't know what
I
happened. in that game.
did make my stomach hurt from consuming too much alcohol.
Oh,
so
you did have some drinks. Okay.
But at the time, I didn't really know how to properly consume alcohol. So I tried like 3 different hard liquors, one after the other. And then my body was like, what are you doing? So that was fun.
How were you consuming them? Like, were you pouring them into like the cap and then throwing them back, or drinking?
Yeah, I was
straight
like,
out of the
I
bottle
basically
or
was
a
just like,
straw?
oh, I've never had tequila, I'll try that. And like, oh, I've never had vodka, I'm gonna try that. And like, oh, I'm gonna try that.
Alcohol
And just like,
sampler.
yeah, basically just shot
Yeah, you
after
did the
shot after
sampler.
shot. And then my
Should've
body was
just had
like,
a Long
no,
Island iced tea. It has them
bad
all in it.
KJ. And I was like, I'm sorry, stomach. So
You did the
yeah.
Patrick with K drama sampler and just tried them all once.
There you go.
Yep.
Well, if we're talking about bachelor parties, I did what a good old white boy would do. I went and shot guns and ate beef.
Okay, that's
we,
not at all what I
You
thought
had
you
an
were gonna
Oklahoma
say.
bachelor party.
Yeah, but it was out in California. Yeah, we went and shot some shotguns at a shooting range, and then we went to Lowry's Prime Rib and had some drinks after. But yeah,
It's very
that was-
Ron Swanson of you.
It is very it's
Shotguns
very
and
stereotypical,
ate
but
beef.
I
Is it though?
Give me all the bacon and eggs you have. Wait,
No, I don't think.
I'm
you've heard
afraid
me.
what you heard was give me a lot of bacon and eggs. I mean, give me all the bacon and eggs you have.
That's great.
It was fun, and nobody died, so that's always good too.
That's
Nice.
great.
That is, yeah.
I've,
Gun safety
on
is
my
so
bachelor
important.
party-
There may have been a few. Notice I said we drank after,
Yeah,
the food
yeah.
and after the shooting.
It was
and
pre-prime
everything,
rib,
not before.
but post rounds being fired.
Yes. However, there may have been a few times when a shotgun was not pointed down the range, and people were all like, "Whoa, okay, stop." So
I would be that guy.
Yeah.
I would be the person. As soon as your gun was even potentially point it off the ground, I'd be like, "Whoa!"
Okay, so what
I
I'm
would
hearing
get
you
in
say is you're the Chris Pratt, or you're the Andy Dwyer of the Janchi Show. So represented
what?
here, we
You
have
cut-
Andy
you cut out
Dwyer,
there, I missed
Ben
it.
Wyatt, and Ron
Ron
Burgundy.
Swanson.
Ron Burgundy.
Ron,
Ron Swanson.
Burgundy.
Swanson.
We
But
have
Ron
crossed over
Burgundy.
into the Anchorman
Ron
universe
Burgundy,
now.
yeah. That's a wild crossover.
I mean, he would drink and shoot guns at the same time. So
Oh yeah, he
potentially-
definitely would, but I don't know that Nathan has Ron Burgundy energy.
I don't know that either. But speaking of Ron Burgundy energy and eating food, which Nathan did at his bachelor party, and which I hope I do at my bachelor party. I think that's what we were actually going to talk
Honestly,
about. I think we got
overrated.
sidetracked on the
Eating
on your
food
bachelor
is
party.
over. Yeah. No.
Okay, I get it. You went straight for the alcohol. It sounds.
I mean,
like.
to
Didn't
be
like
fair,
it,
we
and then
came.
weren't able
My
to
bachelor
consume
party
other
started
things.
after dinner, so
Oh, so you don't consider the dinner part of the party?
no, it was the rehearsal dinner.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, your bachelor party was literally
The
a
night
hangover style.
Yeah.
Night before.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
okay.
like everyone was
Cool.
coming in from out of town, so
Very traditional of you.
That is very traditional.
I actually
of
do
you.
not hear that often, actually, where the grooms have a bachelor party the night before the wedding.
I am nothing if
My
not
grandma
traditional.
actually thought it was weird that I wasn't having one the night before. She goes, "Well, back in my day," I was like, "That's so long ago, though."
Yeah, that was like
Hey,
40 years ago.
The groom showed up at the wedding hungover.
Yeah. She's like, you're not going out the night before. I was like, no, like a month before, and for 4 days. So I don't know. They used to do things differently out here. So, anyways,
Food.
We were gonna talk
Let's
about
get back
the
to
book.
food.
Right, yep.
let's
This is
talk about Hansik.
the Korean
yes,
Culture
we are
Dictionary.
We are still reading in our book.
He says we are still reading like it's
But
taken us.
We are.
Literally
I mean,
the
to be
longest
fair,
amount of
we're
time to
reading
read
like
the
sometimes
book.
2 or 3 pages at a time.
I mean,
so forth.
Yeah, we're on page 72 of like 300.
okay, so
so-
we're almost a third of the
Wel-
way. That's good.
Welcome to year 7 of the Janchi Show. We are still reading the Korean Culture Dictionary.
But
Nathan's oldest son has just graduated high school,
and
and we are still reading the Korean Culture Dictionary.
I mean, people didn't start listening to our show to listen to us talk about a book, but at the same time, there's some interesting facts that we're learning that I don't think we would.
I mean, I don't think they've
if we
started
weren't doing
listening to our
this.
show to
So-
hear us talk about weddings either, but here we are.
But here we are. That's what I was going to say.
Good point. Hey, anyone else have good bachelor party ideas for Patrick? Throw them in the chat. Throw them in the comments.
Throw them in the
Yeah,
chat.
send us an
Hashtag Pat Batch.
Pat Batch.
That's what
Pat Batch.
Pat Batch.
Except the way it'll
21.
read is Pat Bach.
No,
Oh,
with the T.
Great.
Batch
So it's like
with a
Bad
T.
Batch, but Pat Batch.
Help us out. Yes. I'm trying to co-op
Okay,
that
good.
hashtag for
Great.
myself and go viral.
But so
talk
our
about it.
Korean Culture Dictionary that we are reading by Woo Sung Kang and Edward Leary. We are on a chapter about Hansik, which is traditional Korean cuisine.
Yes.
Has any of you ever heard of that word Hansik?
No. I.
I've not.
Where does it even come from?
I don't know. So
I don't know,
when
there
I was
wasn't
reading
an
it, just
explanation
says,
in the book.
yeah, it's there's a Hanjongsik Korean table restaurant. So I'm not sure where that really comes from, but essentially, I think it means sit down table.
Hansik?
Well, I put
type
it
of
into
Korean
Google
restaurant.
Translate, and Hansik literally just translates as Korean. So
Hansik.
Okay,
Yeah.
Korean?
restaurant.
So maybe it's the adjective form.
Well, I
of
guess in
Korean, like
Yeah.
yeah. Well, maybe because no, I was gonna say the subtitle traditional Korean cuisine. I thought it said traditional cuisine, but it says Korean in there as well.
So I had
Oh.
never actually had authentic Korean food until I moved to California. I was raised in Oklahoma, college in Colorado, lived in Denver for a little while. But all I had was, I'd say, Chinese and Japanese style foods. I never had Korean food. And the first time I ever had Korean food was Korean barbecue, which again
ooh,
is you can call it Korean food, but in a way it's just a portion of Korean food. It's not even really like, I would say a traditional Korean food. When I went to Korea for the first time, I didn't have Korean barbecue once when I was over there. It was always other varieties of food. But the one thing that was always common and standard was the banchan, which it talks about in this chapter. I'm assuming if any of you have been to a Korean restaurant, it's the appetizer vegetable dishes that come out prior to the meal.
Banchan.
What's your favorite banchan, guys?
My favorite banchan is the cucumber kimchi. I think that one's really good. And then there's also, I think, like a pickled, like ginger radish thing, or maybe not radish, sweet potato or potato type thing that's really good that I've had. That was the banchan that was served at my traditional Korean restaurant back in Springfield.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know. I've seen the pickled daikon radish that's in just sometimes there. Of course, the kimchi, the cucumber kimchi, bean sprouts. Sometimes, I always thought this one was weird. Potato salad.
Yeah, what the heck is up with that?
I don't know what's up with that one, but I've always found that one as the one side dish in the collection
that like doesn't belong.
Doesn't belong. Yeah, it's like
one of
these things is not like the other. I mean, I don't have no clue why potato salad's there, but for some reason it sometimes is. So.
Nathan's been singing a lot more on our episodes.
Yeah, he's got to catch up. He's like, oh, we sing now on the show.
Not like the other. All right.
I like jingles.
I like the daikon radish though. I just recently went to Michigan to see Jordan Van Hemert, former guest of the show, and we went out to eat a couple different times, and that was probably one of my favorite banchan items was the radish.
Nice
radish.
Did you eat with a fork or with chopsticks?
I ate with them sticks,
okay,
bro.
so sometimes I've done it both ways, because sometimes like I'm hungry, I just want a fork or whatever. But when I go for banchan with forks, it feels wrong. I'm like, this is like something about the small side dishes and things. It's just like not meant for a fork, because a fork is meant for high volume eating, and chopsticks are just like, oh, I'm just gonna take a little bit from here and take a little bit from here, and then put it into my mouth and pass it around and whatever. So I think I don't know if anybody else shares that perception, but it's interesting for me to think about like chopsticks being literally the utensils of communal eating, whereas a fork is very individualized and also just high volume.
Well, also with chopsticks, you can use the opposite side to dish out from the communal dishes. So you don't use the side that you eat with.
Oh, yeah, I've literally never done that.
Of the chopsticks.
Everybody gets my germs.
Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, note to self: when I eat with KJ, you
don't
can have
eat
that
after
dish.
me.
But yeah,
I don't even share it. I just eat it myself.
I've always used the back of the chopsticks and then taken from the communal, and then I've eaten with the other side. So.
Oh no! Yeah, I didn't take from the communal with my back end stick.
Okay.
I definitely took.
It's fine. We're both vaccinated, so you just have to worry about the other issues that come from. Yeah.
But I will say that I used to have that same distinction between fork and chopsticks, like using the fork to really scoop it up when I was wanting to. But I feel like I've watched a lot of people eat really fast and heavily with chopsticks and like shovel it, and I was like, it actually is kind of good for that. So, and I'm a guy who really I got to get that stuff at the bottom of the bowl.
My only reference point for that is Goku
so
on Dragon Ball Z when he just tips the bowl straight up and then just
that was one of
shoveling
my
chopsticks.
Yeah.
It's like 12 dishes high on the left. And like, how does a Saiyan eat so much?
I can't remember at what point in my relationship with my wife, but there was a time when I put some rice on my plate and not in a bowl. And it just seemed really weird to her that I was eating the rice out of a plate because you can't shovel it in like you've seen. It's harder to get, but it's like almost
blasphemy.
Like, I don't know, out of place. Yeah, because it's not in a bowl. I've been to Chinese restaurants too, where they always were like, there's always a rice bowl. Yeah,
weird flex, bro. I've been to Chinese restaurants too. I think.
I mean, I've been to like Panda Express.
Well, apparently,
does that count?
I'm just explaining to you guys count? Rice in a bowl versus rice on your plate. Also, probably as far as etiquette goes, I would not put soy sauce on your white rice. That's also something I did at one point. That is a faux pas.
You don't pour it on the rice.
Yeah,
you dip into the rice.
No, you just don't.
Dip into the sauce, right?
No, you just eat You just don't.
Yeah.
You just eat white rice.
Oh, well, I don't usually put anything on my rice anyway. So
Okay. But back in the
maybe a
day when I
little
was
bit of
little, I
salt.
did. I always put soy sauce on my rice.
Because I'm a
Yeah.
good American
Oh.
boy. And now I'm also learning
Yeah.
how to be a good Korean
No.
boy.
And I think people are listening to this right now going, wait, I still do
Look, it's
that.
both end, you know?
What's
At,
wrong
at any time, you
Maybe.
can
It's
choose
okay.
which culture you're from. If you're from those cultures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's called appropriation.
Or
and you
just
should
buck them
stop.
both and do whatever you want.
Yeah. Or just live your life.
Yeah. Stop appropriating.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Do
do
what
like
you want,
how
but
the
in a respectful
banchan
way.
though is for at the all you can eat restaurants typically is unlimited. So it is if you like the kimchi, you can keep asking for more. Or if you like the cucumber kimchi or the bean sprouts, they'll bring it as many times as you want. It's endless. Whereas I did hear a couple places that are not the all you can eat restaurants, and they actually charge you per
Like per round of banchan?
per round of banchan.
Oh.
Yeah. And I heard that was like very unfavorable and people didn't like going there because
I
of
mean,
that
I
reason,
wouldn't
so.
going there because of that reason.
I know, right? I mean,
Well, it's called portion control.
I don't know.
It's called control, fellas.
So this is interesting. This is another term we talked about not hearing Hansik before. Like I think we're all at this point pretty familiar with banchan and the idea, or at least the language, right, of banchan being what we call Korean side dishes. But the book says that the table setting with the side dishes is called bansang, sang, and then there are, depending on the number, 3, 5, 7, 9, or 12 bansang. So that's 3첩, 5첩, 7첩, 9첩, 10첩, bansang. Which again they use Sino-Korean numbers, which I guess is common for counting. But yeah, I don't know. I thought that was interesting. I just like being able to learn more words around meal times and around like an expanded vocabulary around like a simple thing like banchan. There's like so much more to learn. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, here's a little tip too for anybody who's never had this or anything. Do not call it bachan because I called it that one time, and that is actually the Japanese word for grandmother.
All right.
So when I said that one time, and my
Bachan.
wife had a very good laugh about that one. So
Listeners, do not
you're not
drop
eating
that
bachan.
first M.
You're eating banchan. There you go.
Don't lose the first N.
Yeah. And then in the book, it actually has a lot of good pictures of other foods and dishes. I thought that was nice. I wish they were in color, but it definitely still makes me hungry looking at them.
Okay, so there are 15 pictures. How many of the foods pictured have you eaten?
Ooh.
I've had 8. Like popular Korean dish bingo. Oh wait, 9. I've had 9.
I think I've had 6.
I've had all but 2.
Well, I just suck.
You had 13? Oh man.
So the only one I have not had is the stir-fried Korean sausage.
Sundae.
Yeah, and I have not had the boiled pork wraps. But I've had everything else.
Wholesome. Oh,
Pork belly, bulgogi, marinated pork. I love tofu stew. That's a good one. Of course, kimbap. We've talked about that one, and bibimbap, tteokbokki. Yeah, pretty much those are the only 2 that I haven't had. But we've talked about japchae before. I really want to make that, but I haven't had the the time yet. But
I had japchae this
yeah,
weekend.
one of
Japchae?
these days I'm going to try to make it. I've made the bean sprout salad, and I know you make bibimbap all the time. But
Well, I wouldn't say I make bibimbap all the time. I make kimchi. No, that's not kimchi stew. Kimchi bokumbap.
you have your dulsat.
Stir fried kimchi. Yeah. So, japchae I think is one of my favorite dishes. I actually, it's what I think unintentionally, but like happy coincidence. There's a lot of Korean restaurants near where I am, and so like I've had a lot of Korean food lately. And actually, I had like a mild identity crisis. And I was like, I'm kind of tired of Korean food. And then I was like, wait a minute, am I allowed to say that? But we just went to a place down in Dallas, close to where my brother lives, called BB Bop, like three B's in a row, bibimbap. And it's like it's like neo Korean food. So not traditional stuff. It's like traditional things with a fun spin on it. So I had japchae there for the first time in a really long time, and it was delicious. And so yeah, like japchae. There's a good friend of mine who would always make it, and so I think it's one of my favorite dishes. So
Did I?
Are you sure
Yeah.
that place wasn't just missing some letters? Like the letters were just out.
They
The
just
lights?
missed-
well,
Misspelled it.
I thought that
Yeah.
it was BIBI bop, and so that they just
Oh.
took out the M. But then I was like, oh, it's literally just a letter, so that makes
like
more
like
more
LL
sense.
Bean.
Yeah, like that.
Did I mention the first time I had bibimbap?
I don't think so.
It was on Korean Airlines, and it was because I was going to Japan, so it wasn't even going to Korea, but I was on Korean Air headed to Japan, and they served that as the food, and I just remember looking at it, thinking I have no clue how to eat this, and the stewardess could tell, and she looked over and she goes, "Do you know how to eat this?" And I said, "No." And so she goes, "You open the sesame oil and the chili paste, and you just throw it all in there, the rice, and stir it all together." And I was like, "Thank you." But it was like,
And
yeah, I had no clue how to assemble it because they gave it to you in pieces.
oh, so it didn't just come like in a big rice bowl with all the veggies on top?
No, it was
like,
just veggies and meat in a bowl, and then the rice and all the sauces and everything were separate. So that you
Interesting.
could kind of, I guess, flavor it to whatever level you wanted to.
yeah.
But when I was looking at it all, and I really had no clue, and it was really good once I threw it all together and everything. I'm thinking this is amazing, but it's funny. My very first experience was on an airplane, but
That's why I like it, because you just throw it all together.
Yeah.
You just smash it all up together.
stir it
You-
around and eat it. So it's much better than the chicken or fish option, so which is normally what you get on an airplane, right? Well, not even today, I guess.
Nope.
Today it's
just,
peanuts or water.
just a waffle crisp. or
Well,
whatever
today
that
it's
thing
just
is.
No,
water.
never mind. It's just water.
Oh, yeah.
Because they don't do peanuts because of peanut allergies. So just water, maybe a Biscoff cookie if you're flying
Some
Delta.
Fritos.
Biscoff,
Yeah.
the cookie of the sky.
Fun. Patrick, what is your favorite traditional Korean dish that you've had thus far?
I mean, I really like japchae. We had that when we were up there. That was really good. I mean, I'm pretty partial to. Well, I really like bulgogi. Yeah. But I really just like kimbap. I like sushi. I've always been a big sushi person, and I like the fact that the seaweed's on the outside. Holding it all together. And one day, I
Yeah,
will be
you're like,
able to-
this
I
is
would
fun.
like inverted sushi, hold the fish.
Yeah, and
I
it,
just want the veggies.
it's fun to create.
Well, yeah,
I
definitely,
like it
but-
just because you can put whatever you want in it, and
Yeah, and
you know, that's
as
the
you
best
guys
part.
know, I'm a master
Oh yes,
of rolling.
We have seen your
Um,
roll. Yeah,
You know, I make it so often. Definitely not one single time.
Oh, I
but-
just remembered that I recently bought a bamboo mat so that I can make it at
Nice.
home now. So
Nice.
Get you
shoot, I gotta
pro.
do that.
I've actually been scared to try again since that last time.
What,
Yeah.
bro?
Nathan was like, "You're terrible."
but does it taste good? It doesn't have to look good.
It did taste very
See,
good.
it doesn't matter.
Well, it was such a mess. It was, guys, it was a mess. It was such a mess.
But as I
and it
recall,
was just
you
really embarrassing.
as I recall from looking at the photos, I remember didn't you put too much rice in it or something?
Oh, way too
Okay.
much
Like a-
rice.
like an
in
inch thick?
hindsight,
Yeah.
it's like
you
yeah.
made it like sushi, where it was all sushi rice and just a
Literally
little bit of
couldn't
filling.
have rolled it.
Whereas you should
Yeah.
just make it the opposite way.
It's
Well,
like, why is it splitting at the seams? Oh, because there's so much rice in here that it
Yeah,
cannot
you were making
physically
kimbap
wrap
burrito,
together.
yeah,
obviously.
exactly. And
It's like, did you not know? Yeah.
It did look like a burrito. That's the worst part. Just disrespecting
I'm just gonna
two
double wrap
cultures.
this one with 2 rolls of seaweed and call it a day.
Yeah, and you're
I
like,
could-
welcome
if-
to the
yeah.
Midwest, kimbap.
Yeah,
Right? And it just, yeah.
this is my
So-
extra large kimbap.
Yeah. But I like bulgogi. Can't beat that beef, baby.
Yeah,
So good.
bulgogi is a very tasty one. We actually had it at a little CAD gathering that I went to last week, and they made a huge pot of it, and it was really delicious. And I've actually seen it. You can even buy it at Costco. They actually sell it there, and I don't know if it's every Costco. At least it was the one in California. I think they have it here, but in Colorado. But if
It
you ever
feels
see
kind
it,
of color or kind of
it's not
California
bad.
specific.
It's marinated well, but it's a little fatty. So, but if it's the only bulgogi you can find, and you don't have any other markets in the area, go for it. Just don't overcook it.
So how was that get together? I think I might cut this out, but I thought it was really funny when you sent that picture to us and KJ goes, "Y'all didn't just have pizza?" I was like,
No,
okay, they can't go meet each other. You just do pizza parties,
nice.
I guess. That made me laugh so hard. I was dying.
I just thought it
they
was
had
funny.
the
I
bulgogi,
wasn't.
kimchi. They even had
I laughed.
milkus. They had the kimchi and then the cucumber kimchi and some bean sprouts and rice. I mean, it was very simple, but it was all just provided by Dan and Megan, and very appreciative of that. And there was about 15 people, and yeah, it was fun. It was good to meet everyone, actually have like a little get together again. It's been so long since I've had like bigger gatherings like that. And on top of that, it's nice to see 10 to 15 cads as well. And
What was that like? Like your
Yeah,
first
no.
in-person one?
it was
We've been having these conversations over the freaking Zoom. Like, what was it
Yeah,
like
what
to
did you-
talk to
Yeah,
What did
I
you
know.
talk about?
It was funny. I mean, there was a few,
Was it awkward?
Korean adoptee conversations, but there, a lot of it was also, we talked about the vaccines, we talked about COVID, just talked about life, things, what everyone's doing. But there was a few, moments where people were asking about, which adoption agencies we were all done, through, and things like that. And food, we talked about the food a little bit, and some of the drinks. A lot of people had not had milkus before, so they were talking about that, and I made sure not to call it murky. But
You put our episode
I mean,
on?
it wasn't.
Well,
You could have said
we
whatever
can
you
tell
wanted.
about
That was a small private
I know.
gathering.
Yeah.
and I don't
No,
even
no,
remember
no,
the one I sent
Milkus
you a
brand owner
picture.
actually dropped a spy there to be like,
Yeah, was there.
doing market research. Cats don't like it. Cats call
Yeah.
it murky.
And yeah, I had like that soda was the first time I'd ever tried that. It was like a lemon lime soda.
Right?
It
Mountain
essentially
Dew?
was a Korean Sprite. Yes, it's essentially what
Nice.
it was. So that was fun to try that. And yeah, it was good just chatting and hanging out and stuff. But yeah, I mean, it was a couple people I had met on Facebook prior, and then there's of course Glenn Morey was there. He was the one who invited me, so it was nice to catch up with him. Yeah, and we talked a little bit later about how excited we are about Con for next year being in Denver.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, you guys are all right there, too.
Yeah, a couple
So-
people asked questions about ancestry, DNA tests, and things like that as well. So typical conversations. It was good. It was again, it's good to mingle and meet everybody. Everyone was really nice.
All right. Well, the most important question, how many people asked about the show?
None. Sorry.
Okay.
They did ask. A couple people said they had heard of it.
I'm like, oh yeah,
Oh,
I've
that's
heard of
about
it.
it.
You haven't listened
Just
to it?
kidding,
at all?
listeners.
No, I just have heard of it. All right, that's fine.
It's okay. I forgot. I should have actually brought a bunch of stickers and handed this out, but
Oh, Nathan just comes with swag
I know,
everywhere.
I'm just-
Janchi
Ron
swag.
Swanson.
You get a sticker,
featuring
you get a
Aziz
sticker, you
Ansari's
get a
character.
sticker.
He's just
here you go.
making it rain with stickers. Like, oh, you want an iPad?
Yes.
I'm just gonna go around town tagging
you want
stop
iPad?
signs.
Did you just call it
Nope.
stop sign?
Yeah, just all of a sudden you see a Janchi Show on a stop sign somewhere.
That would be great. I'd probably freak out.
It'll be
I'd
wild.
be like, oh, put this up here.
So yes, hey, if anyone's listening who was there and you see me next time, ask me for a sticker.
Nice.
Ask me about the show. Well, do we have any final thoughts on food? I feel like we should say that this is probably the beginning of the food section.
Yeah, I'm
I
actually
think
excited for the next
top
one.
of this says, "What do Koreans eat?" So I feel like we're going to be getting into a lot of different things here.
Yeah, the next section we'll be talking about is all of the weird stuff that Koreans eat, or some of the misconceptions about the weird stuff that Koreans eat. So really excited to dig into
nice.
that.
That is
Yeah, maybe
exciting.
we should eat something that's a little bit different next time as well.
Oh,
I,
like the maggot drink. I mean, I realize
No,
it's
the
a-
silkworm in
I'm
the
not
can.
jumping on that one
That's
too quickly.
alive.
Maybe we ease into it a little more or something less.
Nope, we're
less
going straight mag and
grotesque.
juice.
Actually, at the event that I was at, one of the guys suggested a peanut butter squid,
We already had that.
like a
We
peanut
did
butter
have that.
dried squid. What?
Oh, well, we
we
had
had
the peanut butter squid balls.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Wait,
But
were
that
they
was-
peanut butter?
Yeah, well, it was
Yeah,
like
they
the
were-
squid
they were
flavor with a peanut in it.
Nut.
I kind of
flavors. Yeah,
remember.
it was.
I
Little
was
different.
not a fan, and
I know.
they had like all
I
the
don't
like
think I was
angry
either.
markers on it. I don't
Um,
remember. Ojingo, I think is what it was. With we had it with Tom, and yeah, it was a weird.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
don't
time.
remember that one.
It was weird.
That was more nutty.
the weird time in the show.
Yep.
I don't know. We'll find something good. We'll find something fun and maybe a little bit different. I don't know. I want to get away from us always giving 5-star reviews to things. We got to find something that we're all like, okay, this
Yeah,
is not
nah.
good.
I'm tired of enjoying the
Yeah.
things that we try so
Yeah,
much.
I wanna get us
wanna
into-
hate
I wanna
these
suffer
I want to
on
get
the
into some
show.
reactions where we're all like going, oh my God, I'll never eat this again.
Nice.
I don't know. Okay.
I'm gonna give it 5 stars no matter what, even if I
That
hate
is
it.
a,
So
a
there you go,
bold
Nathan.
choice that you made, sir.
Yeah. Let's find something for Patrick.
A bold choice, but a choice nonetheless, my
Mm-hmm.
good man.
Well,
We should
enjoyable, guys.
do a snack
as
on
always.
this episode. Are we doing snacks on this
I
episode?
thought I was gonna ask, are we doing a snack? We have snacks still.
We could.
Let's do it.
Do you have your snacks, KJ? I didn't.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I
didn't
have
know
a
if
whole
you were
shelf
available.
dedicated to Janchi food.
Oh, nice.
So I just need to get a step stool out.
In that case, let's take a break and then get some snacks.
Snack break.
Yorobun, welcome back. We are in
Oda-san.
our food segment. We are getting into a familiar brand and an unfamiliar product. Today, we are eating another Lotte product, but it's called Sasha, I think.
It is.
I don't know.
From all the other things I saw online, it is called Sasha, and there are different flavors.
Okay, so Nathan, why did you pick this?
I picked it because it was Lotte, and I did not see that it was a product of Japan, not of Korea. So that's my bad. But
It does say Sasha strawberry on the back there.
yeah,
So that
it
makes
just
me
says
feel
Sasha,
like
and there's different. Like I
there's
said, I
other
looked
flavors.
online. There's different flavors, and I love strawberry, and I love chocolate, and so that's okay.
You know
I
what
think-
this just made me think of? Like the red envelope. Because like when you open this package, it's kind of like an envelope style
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
representation. That's what kind of what I think of.
Definitely.
And these look like really nice snacks. Which
Yeah, so that's
are
the other thing. Is it
Equivalent
looked
to money.
really, yeah. There's a whole bunch of them in here. There's like, I want to say 12, and they kind of remind me of a larger Andes mint, but of course it's,
Oh,
it's
okay.
strawberry flavored, right? So it's
What is
but
an
it's
Andes
woven.
mint?
Like the things you get at Olive Garden
Yeah.
with the check.
Oh,
Little
those
chocolate mint
those
things?
the
Yeah,
little
yeah, yeah.
square. They're like,
Uh-huh.
but they're full.
The mint chocolate
they're like,
things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what these remind
But
me
they're
of.
not
They're a
hollow.
little bigger than that, but they're woven. So it essentially looks like somebody put like a whole bunch of chocolate, like I don't know, strings and wove it together into a little rectangle, and that's what it is.
Kind of like a little Hershey's piece,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
in shape. And
yeah,
now
it
consistency
opened
that
like a
you
charm.
describe it
I
with.
really like this box.
So this will be very easy for Patrick and his one bite test.
I will say also, I looked at the serving
I'll eat
size.
all of these at
The
once
serving
right now.
size is 9 pieces. So there's
Oh.
only 2 servings in this box.
Okay.
So
Well, then,
Woo!
there you go. Sasha
Just a strawberry
strawberry.
kick right off the bat.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah,
Oh.
that smells good.
the little individual packets also have an open here tab.
Uh-huh.
That's nice.
Oh my god.
That's pretty good.
It smells very
Oh, yeah.
chocolatey and strawberry.
That's dangerous. I
Very exciting, very
instantly
dangerous.
get the strawberry.
Whoa.
The
I instantly
chocolate
get
kind of washes
chocolate.
it down.
Yeah.
I feel like it was a strawberry kick with a chocolate aftertaste.
This is going to
Okay,
be like a
that's-
chocolate wafery thing. This is like pure chocolate.
I thought
It's
it was
just
gonna be
pure
wafer
chocolate.
too.
It's just chocolate, strawberry flavor. Okay. I'm after eating that was very tasty, but I am annoyed because there's maybe 12 little packages in here that now I have to open and eat.
Uh-huh.
Like
I'm a little disappointed that it's not a wafer.
Uh-huh.
That actually, I think, I don't know.
Well,
Like I was expecting it to be wafery.
I think
as
it's
well,
the lattice work
and I
on the chocolate and the
Sure.
strawberry drizzle that implies kind of a wafer.
visually
Mhm.
misleading. Yeah.
But I'm like, is
Lotte?
it just my American tendencies to want to eat like half the
Yeah.
box, but then I have to open each one individually to eat? Whereas like a Kit Kat, at least you get 4. You get 4 little individual wafer pieces. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being greedy, but
I mean,
No,
it's
I'm
just
with
our
you, and
American.
I'm just lazy. So, like, I'm gonna eat
Well,
a
this
full
is my
serving
last
on the
one.
show.
yeah, that's really good. It's really good
Oh, you're
flavor.
gonna pull a me and just eat all of them. This is my last one.
What do you mean it's your
So-
last one?
I'm just kidding. Your face. Your face. Huh? Hilarious.
Yeah, this is good. It's hollow on the inside, so it's like you can taste all of the
Classic.
lattice work there.
hmm So it looks like they have white chocolate. They've got strawberry. They have one that is green tea.
Mm.
They also have a yuzu,
Oh, that sounds amazing.
and then one that I cannot tell. It looks like it's honey flavor. Maybe it's like a looks like it's
Is there a bee on it?
might be no. It's just like a little syrupy jar. But yeah, there's different flavors of this type of candy. So, it's I enjoy it. Sorry, it wasn't from Korea, but it's okay. Listeners, it's still pretty tasty. So if you see it, well then buy it.
This is not macro friendly. It's 230 calories per serving, so pretty solid. But it means it's dense. Like this is properly pleasing to an American sensibility in terms of like a sweet. I think. The one downside being that you do have
I
to
agree.
open 9 different packages to eat a full serving, so that's kind of ridiculous. But could also be good for portion control. Like I'm not saying you have to eat a full serving. Yeah,
portion
definitely.
control.
That's something that we believe in on the show.
Yeah.
Contains milk and soybeans, so as your allergens, be careful. I will say, if we're going into ratings, I think it would give it a higher rating for me was if it was a dark chocolate instead of a milk chocolate. I'm real partial to dark chocolates. Yeah.
I get that. Well, if we are doing ratings, I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5 because I would have gave it a 5 because I do like
Wow,
the
you
flavoring.
would have given it
I
a
like
5.
the
and
balance
instead
of
you
the
went-
flavors.
Oh no, you just said 4. Okay.
I would have given it a 5. Yeah, I would have given it a 5 if it were part wafer. I feel like that's the one part that was missing and the one part I really wanting. So maybe more of a personal choice on my end, not so much against Lotte, but Lotte, make me a wafer one. 4 out of 5.
There may be wafers out there. This one I just saw the strawberry and the chocolate, so I went with that. But I don't know. I'm gonna give it a 4.5 out of 5. But that's because I like strawberry and I like chocolate, and I was not assuming it was wafery, so it did not surprise me in any way.
Well, you didn't give me that heads up.
Sorry. I definitely enjoy the flavor, and I will eat more. So
I'm gonna give it a 3.5 out of 5. It's pretty good. Like I said, if it was dark chocolate, I'd move it to a 4.5. I think, and the fact that I have to open literally, I mean, I'm on 8 of 9, but the fact that I've had to open 9 of these has been ridiculous.
it's so you can share.
Sure.
Maybe that's
I only ate 4.
It's not
I'm
pandemic
pre-dinner
friendly.
right now, so
Oh,
yeah.
I'm post dinner,
So,
so that makes sense.
it's really good. Like the strawberry flavor, I think is really good. The white chocolate helps kind of like, so I think flavor wise, it's really balanced. But I'm with Patrick. I wish it was wafery. I wish there was like just something that would give it, a little extra firmness. And I am partial to dark chocolate over milk chocolate. So overall, like a pretty good product. Not my favorite. So 3.5 out of 5.
Cool.
Kind of wish we could read Japanese because, then we would have had more expectations going into it.
Well, Japanese fluent listeners, please buy this snack and translate it for us, and we will send you a sticker.
Maybe I can.
Yeah. Maybe on the package it says it is not a wafer. I don't know. Saying
It might. That's probably what this says right here.
maybe it just says chocolate.
This is not a wafer. This is the largest lettering.
Do not be surprised. This is chocolate.
Okay, I'm about to put Google to the test here.
Uh-oh. Welcome to the Google test on the Janchi Show.
Google Translate.
Right now, we are testing the language capabilities of Google Translate.
Up in the top right corner, it just says red, and then amao.
Okay.
Okay, and then on the back, let's see. This is fun. This is a really great. Okay, we got nutrition facts. Nobody cares. Red strawberry on the right. Oh, okay. Here we go. Here's the white little box. It says taste with all 5 senses, unique to Japan. Quote, delicate beauty. This package is a traditional color, treated with red and red. Red and red is a color that has been admired at a high cost, or a noble and longing color, it is also said. So, there you go. That was fun.
I feel
That's
so enlightened.
really interesting.
Thanks.
And that was the Google test with the Janchi Show.
Traditional
Yeah.
Japanese colors. Delicate beauty. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting, actually. I actually kind of cared about some of that. So I will say the packaging is really, really nice.
Yeah.
It is a nice package.
The artistic style of the little, like the drizzles on the front of the package mimic the drizzles of the woven chocolate. So I can see how that.
But it
correlates.
wasn't actually translating like the main like characters right above Sasha. Oh, but the gold on the back says Sasha puts chocolate on. Wait. Has no linear chocolate. Uses thin linear chocolate with a beautiful shape created by stacking layers, is what that gold text reads. So yeah, maybe I should have. If I had been able to read Japanese, I wouldn't expected a wafer. But that doesn't stop my wanting a wafer. So
See. Well.
Mine either.
Well,
All
there
right,
you
well.
go.
That wraps another episode of the Janchi Show. It was so great being here.
Hey, yeah,
I
thank
cannot
you
believe
so
I
much
got to
for
be a
coming on the
guest. It
show.
was such an
If
amazing
you want to
time.
hear more
Just kidding.
about what Patrick is up to,
Yeah, thanks, Patrick.
Where can people find you?
People can find me at Janchi Show on all of the social media platforms. They can also find me at nnowak for all my photography needs, and they can find me at KJ Relke for all of my book reading. This has been. I don't
Great.
know. I don't know where I was going with that. Dang it.
you-
I couldn't come up with a fake name fast enough. Ugh.
And you can find me on Wednesday on Clubhouse.
You can find me.
I did listen
on
to your
in
Wednesday Clubhouse, Patrick, this time.
I saw you
but
pop in there.
I popped in a little bit late because I forgot about time change and I was off by an hour. So,
All good.
but
It only runs for an hour. So
for the
you
little-
only missed the entire
for the
thing.
little
I did
bit,
see you get one.
the very end of what I caught, it was good. I really enjoyed hearing a few things that Michael had to say.
Yeah, he's got that was Michael Benzinger who I was interviewing. He's got a really interesting story. Would actually love to have him on the podcast because
Yeah,
that would be
Michael, come
cool
on the
to hear him tell that
show.
to more people.
Sure. There we go.
Yeah, Michael, what are you doing? Okay, but seriously though, you can find me at Patrick in the World on Instagram. You can find me reading books at Patrick Reads _ also on Instagram, and you can find out all the other things that I'm doing at patrickintheworld.me.
You know, that'd be really
it?
funny if somebody went there and all it was just a video looping of you just staring at a book reading it. Sorry,
That would be
that's
great.
what I think about when you say you can find me at, Patrick reading books.
It's just a map it's like a Google search for
Visually, I'm
local
looking at you
libraries near
reading a
me.
book. So,
So
Maybe
yeah,
maybe I
Patrick
should do
is
that.
at whatever your local library is. You can find me at
Yeah.
KJ Relke
Yeah.
wherever I want to be found on the internet.
I am on Facebook. I am on Instagram.
Nope, they have to guess his handle.
Come find me.
He
Come
never
talk to
gives
me.
it out.
Nowak photo. Nathan Nowak. Yep. It might have something to do with my name. It might have something to do with the occupation.
Yeah,
It
or
might be
on
on
the
the
show notes.
episode artwork. Who knows?
So,
It's a mystery.
Oh, it's a good
Or in
hint.
the show notes.
yep.
Or in any of the
700
other
is an accurate,
700
factual number.
episodes prior
Take
to
it to
this
the
one.
bank.
Count it.
But we
Take it to the bank.
do appreciate everybody who has been leaving us reviews and sending us emails, and thank you so much for that and reaching out to us. So to
And
the
thank you.
listeners, thank you.
Yeah. You can find us at Janchi Show wherever,
Bye-bye.
wherever
And
we want to
good
be
day.
on the internet, which is usually Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can send us an email to janchishow@justmedia.com. You can leave us a rating or review on Apple Podcasts to help spread the word, or you can just spread the word by telling a friend, hey, this is a great podcast. You should listen to them. You can support the show by going to janchishow.com/support and find out more ways to get involved. We have not new at this point, but new to us in real life, new merch up in our merch store. If you want to wear our brand name on your body, or you want a sticker, or you want to drink out of a mug that has a brand name on it, there's lots of ways that you can make that happen. Make sure that you stay tuned for information about what's coming up later this month in LA. We got some exciting plans for that. Otherwise, we will see you next week. Until then, Janchi Heyo!
Bye.
And cut the show.